Hi everyone. Alright, so I have the weirdest setup right now in order to get this top view from the top view, and I'm hoping that my phone doesn't slip and fall any minute now, so that would be fun if it did. Alright, I'm hoping you're enjoying your Sunday. I know I am. It's nice and quiet right now, and I feel like drawing with you guys. So I have been chatting with one of my patrons, sorry, and she gave me a really good idea for an additional and seasonal character. And it's a cherry blossom spirit, and I really love the idea. So I just, as soon as I had a chance, during a 15-minute break at work, I sat down and did a little sketch of her. So this is my notebook. I bought this years ago. I have a tendency of buying notebooks and keeping them for ages, and then using them at some point. This one I really liked because it has this cool feature where you have a blank page on the side and then you have an area to write your notes. So right now I'm using it for moss because I think it's a really nifty idea. So I don't have much in it right now, but you know, just some ideas and stuff. So this is what I ended up designing. I think she's really cute, and I am going to make this on watercolor paper. So you're going to see the whole process. Once again, I do not have an editing program, so I am going to be pausing the video at some point, various points, and hopefully I don't make too many mistakes, or I don't make the video too long for you to enjoy. So yeah, I'm gonna get started now, but first I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna set up everything that I need, like my sketching pencil, and this is the pencil that I use. It's a Col-Erase, and terracotta. That's the color that I like to use. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. It didn't take too long. Now, I just want to mention... is this the one? Yeah, I am going to be using the original moss illustration that I did, just for size comparison, so that I can eventually add this illustration into this sketchbook journal thing. Alright, so I'm just gonna set them aside. Hard to find a spot here on my desk. Let's see. Without knocking things over. Okay, so you're just gonna see a little bit of it right there, but it's enough for me. Alright, so let's get started. I don't know, this character, I am naming her Petal. She's going to be shorter than Moss, so let's see if I can manage. I always use guidelines just to know. So I'm just loosely sketching the head and the body just to make sure that I have the right size. and you're gonna see me like moving the paper towards the top of the video. Just okay, that seems about right. Might make her body a little bit smaller, just shorter legged. Setting this up here so that I can kind of repeat what I did. Okay, so it's I did decide to give her like little elf ears, because as a spirit, I don't know, I kind of think of them as elves. Alright, so I have the overall sketch. Now I'm gonna set things out of the way, and I will start to do the line art. Okay, so I have my favorite Copic markers, Multiliners. Oops, I'm out of the. See if I can get this to focus. There you go. My two favorite sizes. 0.3 and 0.5. I'm going to start with 0.5. So it's difficult. Like, where should I start the lines? Let's start the face. So I've been thinking about the personality of this cherry blossom spirit, and I think she's gonna be sweet, but I also think that she says what's on her mind and sometimes does not regard others' feelings when she shares what's on her mind. All right. I think she looks ready for watercolors. So I'm gonna pause once more and I'll be right back. I'm just very lightly erasing my sketch lines. Seems good. And here I am, I don't know, experimenting with a color for Her name is Petal. This little cherry blossom spirit's name is Petal. And I have here, I don't even know how to pronounce this, so I'm not even gonna try. Yeah, I have this watercolor from Daniel Smith. This color is pretty. I'm thinking of mixing it up with a bright red and see what happens. So I'm going to continue mixing and I'll be right back. Oh, in case you're wondering, I will swatch this color all on its own. And it is, if I'm not mistaken, like a slightly granulating color. And it's so cool because it eventually, when it dries up, it's going to dry up with like 2 different colors. And this one is dried up, but I didn't put too much pigment in it. But this one might dry up a little bit better, where you can see the color a little bit more. Right, so I'm gonna mix up some bright red, and I'm gonna see what happens. Right, so I think this color might work. Most of the time I have no idea what I'm doing. I just like to experiment with colors, mixing. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. But we learn from mistakes. If you don't give it a try, you don't know what's going to happen, right? It could be a good thing. Or it could be a bad thing. Alright, so I'm going to test it here. Ooh, that is a very pretty mauve. I don't know if you can tell. Oh, I really like that. Ooh, yeah. Now, I'm almost tempted to add just a tad bit more of that coral color. Or leave it like it is. I think I'll leave it like it is. Later on, I'll experiment some more and see what happens. But right now, I think this is the color, the right color for Petal. All right. So let's get these paints out of the way. I'm gonna pause the video real quick and I'll be right back. All right, I got all of my colors mixed in, and I just want to show you how gorgeous this is drying up. It's such a pretty pink. All right, so I decided to give Petal a similar skin tone to mosses, and that's where I'm gonna start right now. I chose it because I think it will be a nice contrast to the pale pink color of a herb flower. It might work, it might not. We'll find out soon enough. Alright, I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit and I'll be right back. Alright, so now that it's a little bit dry, I'm gonna go ahead and color in the flower. Now, I don't know, I could have mixed my buff titanium with a little bit of this pink, but I think I want to try something different. We'll see what happens. I feel very experimental today. Right, that could either go right or go very wrong, but we'll find out soon. So I'm just dabbing, whoops, whoa. Dabbing more of that pink and towards the middle. You notice I'm only like, get this out of the way, picking up paint from the very top. Now if I mix it, you're gonna notice that it picks up all of the dark color that kind of sediments itself towards the bottom. Anyway, I always think that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna pause the video once more. I'm gonna wait for that to dry and I'll be right back. Actually, while the flower is drying, I think I'm gonna go in and add some blush. And I'm just picking up some color just to create like a gradient effect on the legs. And yeah, now I'm gonna pause one more time. I'll be back. All right, so I'm thinking Okay, because I've been using this image as reference. There is a dark, very dark area in the middle. I'm thinking of adding that with a colored pencil at some point after it's been completely dry. So I have my collection of pencils in here. Let me set that aside. And I'm thinking of maybe either blackberry. I know I have that color in here somewhere. Black raspberry. Here we go. Black raspberry, and there is also another color that maybe might work. I could be mistaken. Maybe I'll add some raspberry as well. I'll set those two aside. Then I do have what Petal is holding in her hands is like a little dewdrop. So I'm thinking of probably using this color and this. So I'll set those aside as well. All right, put this away. Set these over here. And now I'm going to come in with the green for the leaves. And I used a lot of water for the green because I didn't want it to be too dark. Oh, that looks so pretty. That was so adorable. I'm sorry guys, sometimes when I'm drawing or in painting, you know, and I create a character that is so cute, I just I can't contain myself, my excitement. I just like, so cute. Oh my goodness. All right, I think from this yucky looking palette, I really like this color. I think instead of using the color pencils that I just mentioned a couple of seconds ago, I think I'm gonna reuse this one here. It's basically, if I'm not mistaken, a mix of indigo with a bit of buff titanium and a lot of water because I want it to be very, very pale. And here's another scraps, like I mentioned before, that I use for testing out colors. And that looks about, yeah, I like that. You can barely see the color in the video, but I don't know, I really like it. It's very subtle, so I'm gonna go with this color now. I think her skin tone is already pretty much dry. So when I come in, I will probably leave like, I don't know if you can see, one, like a blank dot, so you can tell that it's water. And this dark thing right here, that is just a fluff, little piece of fiber that I will rub off as soon as this dries up. Okay, I'll be right back. Alright, so it's time to add some, sorry, just getting comfy. Time to add some details with the color pencils, I think. It's dried up enough for that. It won't be too much stuff. I'm just gonna Yeah, I can tell just by putting the pencil on here, it is still a bit damp. So I won't be able to get in too many details right now. I can probably, let's see, is this, yeah, this is chocolate. Gonna darken her eyes.